So I was working today. It's Saturday, end of April, and my good buddy Gabe called me. He said the white blur broke down on him at the Walmart. He was in there getting groceries. Said it ran fine. He came out, the car turned over and wouldn't crank. So here it is. I had it towed over to my house. And one of the first questions I asked him was, when you turn on the fuel pump, does the fuel gauge move? And he verified it was not moving. So he was a little frustrated, which I don't blame him, you know. He just had a fuel pump put on his car not 6 months ago. And I told him, I said, it's very unlikely that the pump's bad. And they put a new wiring harness on it at the same time, so I don't think that's bad. I said, it's probably either a fuse or a relay. And so I want to show you what I've diagnosed it down to now. It definitely is a relay. I've got the key on. And on these Fox bodies, the fuel pump relay is literally right here under the seat. So let me move this around a little bit so you can see it. And we go in here and check our voltage. See, we got a 11.8 right at 12 volts coming in. But then going out, so you can see right there, it's only 6.5 volts coming out. So that pump will not run on 6.5 volts. So make sure we got, again, 12, 11.5 coming in, and we only got 6 going out. So what that means is this relay is bad. So I'll turn the key off, pull up on this tab. You pull the relay out like this, and now I just need to put a new relay in it. So I'll grab a relay, we'll put it in there and see if it fixes the no start condition. All right, so I was able to get a relay at the O'Reilly's. This one actually is a 5-prong, you see it in there. I only need a 4, but it should work fine because it's an empty hole there for the 5th one that we're not using. So we're gonna try it and see if we can make it work. All right, that is plugged in. Now let's see if we can get any fuel. Nope, don't see any fuel pressure. So thing, nope, still no fuel pressure. So now we got to check the voltage going over to that leg and see if it's 6 volts still or 12 volts. Because I know the relay is brand new, and what that's going to mean is it's possible that something's wrong with the fuel pump or the wiring at the pump, and it's pulling the voltage down. So the relay may have been fine. Yep, as you can tell, you can see that's 12 volts on the inside, going to the pump, 6 volts. So unfortunately, the relay didn't fix it. Something's pulling it down back there at the pump. So now I get the joy of lowering the tank so I can get to the harness on top of the tank and see if it's something going on with the harness itself and unplug it from the pump. And if I'm not getting 12 volts all the way back there, then that could be an issue in the wiring. If I am getting 12 volts to the top of the pump, and when I hook up the pump it goes to 6, then something's happened to the pump. Pump's gone bad. Time to change the pump. All right, well, what the hipsters say, that escalated quickly. So I was able to check voltage all the way down to the harness, and they did verify they did put a new harness on this thing months ago, and they put a fuel pump in it. I was able to check the voltage, and when you turn it on, it's 12 volt, drops back to 6, so the relay's working fine. The problem is it's with the pump. And what I want you to see here is, look how that terminal, when this goes on, the positive is the red wire. It clips on like this, okay? Positive's on the left, ground's on the right. So typically you start looking to see how your connections are. Well, I pulled all this and made sure nothing was cut and mashed or anything. And you pull this off, you look inside your connector. That doesn't look horrible. But what I want you to look is right here on the top of this hat. You see where the positive side is? Looks like it's melted a little bit there. That's from a lot of amp draw. So that indicates to me something's been drawing a lot of amps, probably the pump, because the wiring here looks fine. But again, could it have been a wiring problem? Could have been a poor ground? You know what's going on with it. So now I've got to turn this ring off. I'm going to blow this off, get the debris out of the way. You knock this ring loose, and then you basically pull the fuel pump out. And luckily I got another fuel pump identical to it, a 400 liter per hour. I'm going to put the new pump in. And hopefully when I pull this out, maybe something simple, maybe the wire came loose, maybe the ground's loose or something. If it's not, then I'm gonna change the pump out and we'll go on down the road. All right, get ready to take it off the jack stands. Got the tank back up. Everything back in place. Looks nice here. And sometimes working off jack stands is just as easy trying to put on a lift when you're taking a tank out. But to show you that it works, check it out. We have fuel pressure now. So, sometimes it's simple things. So what we end up doing for this, what I end up doing for this, is put a brand new fuel pump relay on it. And on the 1990, on the 87 to 90 cars, it's right here under the seat. So I put a brand new relay on it. I pulled the tank, put a new pump in it. And while I was in there, there's these little electrical connections that plug in, and you can take like a little pick, like an ice pick or dental pick, and you can push in those little connectors to make them tighter. And that's it. So now we have a new pump. So if that pump was intermittent, let's say if it got hot and it quit working, change the pump out, and the relay looked original. So being as old as it is, I put a new relay on it. Even though his seemed to still be working, I kept it in the glove box. So he does have a spare. If he ever breaks down, you know, now he's got a spare. I even put on it fuel pump. So just in case, that's a spare. But right now, he has fuel pressure. Of course it leaks down, that's normal when the keys just cycle real quick. And that's it. So the car's fixed, it has fuel pressure. I'm 100% confident it's gonna fire right up. It's still kind of early in the morning out here now, so I'll wait a little bit till everybody gets up and I'll fire it up, make sure it runs good. But it's pouring down rain today, so I can't really drive it today. But while it's here, I'm gonna go over it, just give it a once over, make sure everything's good, check the oil level, check the radiator level and all that stuff. Just cause it's here, just routine maintenance, just to make sure it's still in good shape. But he says running fantastic. Literally, he drove it to the Walmart to get some groceries, came out, and the car wouldn't crank and no fuel pressure. So, could be an intermittent pump. Pump's only like 6 months old, but it happens. When I had it in the car, I couldn't get it to run. When I took the pump out, had it on the ground, and took the wires, hooked it straight to a battery, I could get the pump to turn on. So to me, that sounds like something intermittent with the pump. Either way, I got everything working now, so he should be good to go. Hope you like this quick video changing out the fuel pump relay on a Fox body and the fuel pump.